Completed the Prove Yourself mission. Jeez, I got so many. I thought I did this one already. Oh, sorry. Hey everybody, it's Carm3D on the tube with you, and we're looking at cinema again for my rigors, my rigorous rigors, and we're gonna be putting a spline spine in this guy. Spline spine! Okay, so let's start with this. I'm gonna go here and say freehand spline, something like that. Well, I'm going to have to adjust it because this is in no way a comfortable looking spline. So let's see, I am in point mode. See, point mode. And I'm going to rotate this. I use freehand instead of the linear because it gives me these Bezier controls. So you can rotate them, and you can, oops, I thought I was in lightweight for a second. And you could scale them to increase the strength of that little controller stick. And then this one too. Something like that. Oops. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm going to go into object mode. And I'm going to move his axis around here. I don't know why it placed it right on his crotch. Oh, hey, no, not the whole thing. Oh yeah, I gotta click this too. There. I don't know if this serves any purpose. I just wanted to keep the axis close to the spine. Not that it really matters, as you'll see later on. Okie dokie. Get out of that mode. And let's see. I'm going to go to my spine. I'm going to say... I'm going to add my my character tools here. And I'm going to say spline to joints. There we go. And I'll use the joint tool, and I'll hold my shift key down and split this up a few times. I guess that's enough. Move. Doobie doobie doo. Okay. Let's see what's next. I think I will add a couple of controllers for this spline. Let's see. Let's use no, this one. Some circle guys here. And I think I want this to be ZX. No, wait a minute. If it's going that way, I want it to be that one, yeah. XY, because the Z is in this direction. Let's see here. I want to pick points mode. Select all the points. Did that select the points? It doesn't look like it did. Let's find out. Yeah, it did. Just shrink that down a bit. That looks good. By the way, I'm doing everything in the left view. See? Left. Or I could do the right view. Either way. But I'm not doing it in the perspective view for a reason. Just so that I know that I'm keeping everything in one axis when I rotate stuff. I guess you could do it in the perspective mode if you're careful, but let's just move this guy over here. I'm going to rotate him. My voice sounds kind of gruff today, doesn't it? Like I need a glass of water. Yeah. Pick those points. And, oh snap! I'm still in points mode. I guess I was moving the axis anyway, so I guess it's okay. Oops. Shrink these down a bit. Oops. I keep hitting those shortcut keys for Lightwave and they don't do what they do in Lightwave. Go figure. Okay, so I'm gonna got my circle. Let's see. Try this. Edit, copy, paste. So let's call this waist. Chest. Of course, you may want to say guy underscore waist or whatever, but move him over here. I can't tell. I think this spline, actually, if I select that, I can tell. No, it ends right there. Okay, let's rotate that. Kind of line that up there. Cool. So let's see, just to make sure everybody stays put, I'm going to select both my chest and waist controllers there, and freeze transformation, freeze all, and then set a keyframe. I think that's going to keep them from jumping out of the way all of a sudden, unexpectedly. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do with that joint chain that I created for this spine. Oh, I guess just to be clean, I will also freeze transformations of this guy. Oops. And do that too. Okay. Yeah, so with this guy selected, I'm going to I think I want tags. Character tags. IK Spline. Click. Okay, cool. So with this guy selected, our contextual menu now lets me pick some stuff like the actual spline. So I'll click on the arrow here and click on the spline, and the end of the chain would be this guy. And now handles. Now, there, if you may recall, there were two control keys for that spline. If you had any more in the middle, you should have deleted them. So I click add twice. So now it's got one for each. And the object, I could choose to add an object, but I'm just gonna select these two guys here, waist and chest. Now, you couldn't see it, but I was noticing that it shifted a little bit. But that's okay. You can adjust it to put it where we want it to be. See, by tweaking these guys, we are adjusting the strength of each controller, how much it would straighten out the spine. Spline. Spline. That looks pretty good. Let's see. Another thing I want to do, you can change the color there if you want, is turn twisting on, so that if I twist these guys, rotate them on their bank, the bones will twist along the length of the spline. And choose object for that. That's the best choice there. And let's see here. I think everything is set for this. So I selected my controller. I can rotate it. Excuse me, move it. I can rotate it. So if you wanted to do a pelvic thrust, you would rotate it and then move it like that. And of course, his hips would be doing that thing, that erotic thing. Of course, you only have bones going up in this flexible area here. So what you could do, I suppose, is select a controller and have a bone, or a joint rather, coming down here to represent the whole pelvis area. And you'll need to do some weight painting to make it look good. Same thing over here. Of course, you may notice that I don't have the spine going all the way up, because really this area here where the rib cage is does not move a lot, if at all. You may notice that people appear to flex this part of the body, but really what they're doing is they're pitching their clavicles forward, and they're shifting around their scapulas as a result of that. So all that gives the impression that this part is bending a lot, but it really doesn't bend all that much, if at all. The only motion you may have is if your character is breathing, that the bones have cartilage, kind of like hinges, to let your rib cage kind of expand with the lungs. But you don't have to really worry about that unless you're doing something like feature film work, and then you want to go with crazy detail like that, because that would be a lot of work to rig up a whole cage of joints that can flex with the breathing. Well, actually with joints it's not so bad, but it's still a lot of work. Let's see, and I guess that's the end of this video. See, everything's cool. You notice that the bones don't change their length. That's probably a good thing. I would think so, because our spines don't stretch all that much. They do a little bit, really. We are like an inch taller when we first wake up in the morning, but that's I'm getting off topic here. Another thing you'll want to do is add a null, or go in here and add one of these shape guys, and just have him be like right here or something like that, or maybe right here, and that would be the parent of your two controllers. So when he's moving around, you move the big controller you just added, but then you just use these guys to create your general twisting and bending of the spine, but not necessarily controlling the entire character movement. You would do that with the other guy that's the parent of these guys. So yeah, there you go. Spline Spines. See you next time.